Hi everybody, this is your science teacher and physical science and wrestling coach and softball. Anyway, okay, now I'm down to business science. We're going to talk about science skills. We're going to get into scientific investigation, and we're going to get into the metric system and measurement and this whole thing, and it's really well worth your while to become skilled at this, because this is where frankly, this is where you make the bucks. It's if they're going to pay you something from a business standpoint, if you're somebody who can analyze and take a look at situations and problems and good times and things like that, and figure out what's going on and why this is happening, those are the people that they really want to hire and retain, and those are the people that you want to pay the most money, because they're the most valuable. So scientific skills. Observing is really a big one. Direct observing. When you look at properties or characteristics of something that you are directly observing, get indirect observation. What's in a box? What are the five senses? What are the five senses? Seeing, hearing, tasting, smelling. What's the other one? Okay. I give. Comparing and contrasting. And we do this all the day. We compare and contrast, one food with another, or something with something else. Comparing. When comparing, you are observing the characteristics of several things or events to see how they are alike. Okay? And a Venn diagram, we can use a Venn diagram to do that. Contrasting, you look for ways that similar things are different. In your team, okay? And we're going to do this probably in class. I'm going to divide you into teams to look at using Venn diagrams, talking and comparing middle school to high school, Arizona with California, hands with your feet, hip hop with Latino music. Can you compare and contrast those? Okay. Classifying data. What is data? Data is information you collect when you observe something. When you classify data, you group things together based on how they are alike. You can do this by size, shape, color, use, amount. Periodic table does that, doesn't it? It groups like elements that have the same characteristics and that are alike. Analyzing data, and we're going to get into this more. Analyzing data, we're going to create charts. Here you got a circle graph, which gives a comparison, and then you've got a bar chart down there. Also, we're going to talk about a line chart, and we're going to take a look at some data on that. Modeling or simulation. Modeling is a tool scientists use to represent an object or process. A model is a good way to show what a very small or a very large object looks like. For example, building model cars or trains. Simulation is a computer model that shows a process. When we simulate something, we're showing a process, how it operates, like playing on an Xbox on your computer or TV. And in the military, when we were flying airplanes, we would go into what was called a simulator. And a simulator was it was the airplane's cockpit, and it had everything and that a regular cockpit had, and we simulated flight, and we could simulate possible accidents or things that were happening that we had to adjust to and make decisions based upon maybe some bad things or some other things, or a change in flight plans. Measuring, and we're going to get into a lot on this. Okay, so measurement, we're going to talk about the unit and then meter, and you can see here centimeter, millimeter, kilometer, kilo, milli, and centi. Those are all prefixes, and we're going to talk more on those. Okay, mass is the amount of matter in something. Gram is the basic unit of mass. Volume is the amount of space an object takes up, and you can measure it in liters or cubic centimeters. Temperature measures the amount of heat. Okay, the area of a square or rectangle. Here's the area of a square of a rectangle. right? Area equals length times height. Okay, these are things that you really do have to know. The volume of a box. So the volume is the total amount of space that a box takes up. So, and we measure its length, its height, and its width. And we multiply those by another, and we get cubic, whatever it is, cubic inches, cubic centimeters. The area of a circle, pi times the radius squared. How about the volume of a cylinder? Like, a can of something. It's pi, 3.14, times radius squared, times the height. And then, okay, so I gave, in this case, during this exercise, I would give different groups different things to measure. And we're going to probably do that in class. But anyway, this is the PowerPoint for that. Okay, that's it. Thank you. And those are the the sciences of investigation and science. So, okay, in the very beginning, what are scientific skills? There you go.